and visualize. I am healed, whole, and healthy. I am well. I am well. I am healed, whole, and healthy. I accept and I receive. I am healed, whole, and healthy. I am well. I am well. I am healed, whole, and healthy. Angels watching over me. I am healed, whole, and healthy. I am well. I am well. I am healed, whole, and healthy. I've got love surrounding me. I am healed, whole, and healthy. I am well. I am well. I am well. I am well.
Good morning. Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you.
Perfect choice of songs for today with our talk on healing. So beautiful. And welcome to our February 20th Sunday service. And we're glad that you're here. If you happen to be new, we would love for you to, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, if you want to drop your name into the chat thread, we'd love that so that we can welcome you directly. And everyone is welcome. We're so full of joy to have people new here. So, all right. So the daily word today, I'm going to read the daily word, and today's word is inspiration. And the affirmation is, I am grateful to those who inspire me. I admire and respect the sacred calling and work of innovative and groundbreaking thinkers and leaders. The work they have done to forge new paths and lead humanity in new directions inspires me. I've heard inspiration described as the breath of God, an inner quickening. This quickening is mine as I forge new paths and boldly journey forward, creating my life anew. To keep divine inspiration flowing, I make time to rest in our contemplative stillness. I begin each day with a prayer for a receptive mind and heart. I pray for the courage and clarity to release my rigid expectations. I live in a state of gratitude for the inspiration that flows from God and the opportunities to share it. And the quote from the Bible is Genesis 2:7. Then the Lord God formed man from the dust of the God and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living being. And again, the word for the day is inspiration. And the affirmation is, I am grateful to those who inspire me. And I just have to say that clarity to release my rigid expectations, that's something that I had to work on this week. So that really resonates with me. All right, so Unity of the Seacoast has a mission statement, and as I read it, it's going to be scrolling across the bottom of the screen. There it is. So our mission statement is, we are a loving, nurturing community, dedicated to being a positive path to spiritual living, to awaken oneness with God within us all. So announcements. I have a few. The first is, if you have anyone that you would like to have added to our prayer list, please let Tom know. You can email him at his email address, which you can see at the bottom of the screen. We do have a prayer team that prays for every request that comes in, and we pray for those individuals for a month, and then we also send those prayer requests to Unity World Value Unity at the national level, where they have the silent prayer team, and they will also pray. So again, if you have anything, please jot it into, well, you can email Tom. If you haven't looked at our website, please take a look. Unity of the Seacoast website. We do have all of our past talks and services on there. So if you missed anything and you want to go back, they go back at least a year. So kind of nice to be able to go back and look at those. There's also all of the information about our events, upcoming events, and the meditations that are done by Charlie are on there. And I'm just going to put a plug in for last week's talk. If you didn't have the opportunity to hear last week's talk, it was really phenomenal. Not that they're not always good, but I highly recommend going back and listening to last week's talk on prosperity if you didn't get a chance to see it. It was really inspiring. All right, let's see. So, oh, and our donate button is there too. So if you are interested or feel called to make a donation, you can do it there. You can also send a check, and our new mailing address is Unity of the Seacoast. You can see it scrolling, P.O. Box 1676, and that's in Dover, New Hampshire. And the zip is 03821. So I guess we were scrolling the wrong P.O. box for a little bit. So just make sure you have the right P.O. box if you are sending in checks. So Charlie's Meditations, I just briefly mentioned them, the fact that they're available on the website, but they are the first Monday of the month at 7 p.m. And the next one will be you know what? The first Monday in March. I'm not going to call out the date because I may have it wrong. As for today, we normally have fellowship after service, but we're not going to be having fellowship this afternoon. We are going to meet at 11 o'clock to have a really short follow-up membership meeting because we did make a few more tweaks to the bylaws after we had the members vote them in January. We needed to make a few more tweaks, nothing sort of earth-shattering, but we do need the members to vote once again to approve the new version. And then we'll be all set with those bylaws. They are on file at the national level. And so if you can join, that would be wonderful. We're also going to have a board meeting, which you're welcome to participate in, but you're also very welcome to just hop off after we vote in those bylaws at the annual meeting. And you can see the Zoom ID is scrolling now, 829-4838-6853. We have been broadcasting live on YouTube as well as Facebook for anybody that might not know that. And if you might have a preference either way. If you go to YouTube and you want to follow the service, or you want to look at, if you want to follow the service, just type in Unity of the Seacoast and you can scroll down the thread. There'll be services that we've had, in recent weeks and months. But you'll see, when you're trying to find it, it'll say live. And so you can click on that live link and that'll enable you to watch it while it's happening. We are going to be going back and posting archived services there. That's kind of a work in progress. There are some that are on there, the more recent ones that we actually did live on YouTube, but it's getting those ones that we didn't initially air on YouTube on there. And I think that is all the announcements today. We don't have a ton of announcements. So before we go back to Barbara for another song, we are going to do our Namaste, which is our way of greeting each other. And it is a Sanskrit term, and I define it as the Christ in me sees the Christ in you. And so why don't we, if you have anybody in the room with you and you want to turn to them, why don't you do so, and then we'll say the Christ in me, Namaste, and then we'll do it here. So I'll just give you a moment. And then you can also, a lot of people post in the chat thread. Namaste. Barbara's going to give us another song. Tom, Barbara?
cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. Peace fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. God fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. I allow spirit to do what it does.
Beautiful. Thank you, Barbara. Barbara is so talented. I love your Firefly song. That is such a
Thank you.
beautiful song. I think you played that a couple weeks ago, and I didn't realize you'd written it until Lynn mentioned that. So yeah, you're so talented.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So next, I'm going to introduce our speaker for today, our minister, Tom Scheinler, and I loved the word of the day today and the affirmation. I am grateful to those who inspire me, because I am so grateful for Tom, because he inspires me, and he's been so incredibly supportive, and I really am so grateful for you.
Thank you, Bev, so much. Barbara, thank you. So I took a second to do the transition. There's a new feature that I can take some of the comments and post it. And I was so busy playing with that I forgot about the service.
That's all right.
But again, thank you.
There's a chant anyway. It's repetitive.
But spot on again. I love the healing songs. I love the word of the day. And I just thank you both. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this Sunday's talk. It's going to be a little different. It's going to be a meditative talk. In many of the talks, I try and give you something that you can take with you, something practical, things that enhance your life. And I often use stories of myself, not because I want you to do the things I do or be like me, but because I want you to understand that you can live the life that you want to live. This is why I believe in unity. I'm living the exact life that I want to. I have things that I want to achieve. I have issues and I have things I've achieved. But within all that, I am with who I'm supposed to be with, doing the things I'm meant to. And I want you to feel that you have the opportunity to lead the life that fits you. The things I do work for me, but hopefully these things that I talk about could be a stepping stone for you to find what builds your exact life for you. You know, all the choices I make bring me to this. And healing and meditation is something that I believe in. Is a healing meditation going to heal you, or is it going to heal your friends or the world? I guess that's up to each one of us. For me, I know when I do these, I am healed and I am whole. And sometimes there's no carryover effect. Sometimes it's just in that moment. But in that moment is such a great moment. And many times there is a carryover effect. I do believe this. And this is part of all this. It's to give us the tools to be whole in as many moments as possible in our life. And to deny the things that take away from those moments. In the past, we've talked about life as a balance of the physical and the spiritual. But that's not complete. There are energies that we know are there, energies that we use. We know that cells communicate with energy. We know the brain does as well. We've been able to detect energy fields around us, and we know that energy happens simultaneously in one person and another. Similar thoughts, similar occurrences. Quantum physics has a name for that. It's called quantum non-locality. And we know that there's a such thing as a healing energy, and there are those who can tap into it easily and others who cannot. But we've seen spiritual healers, holistic healers and such. And we know that when we think positive thoughts, positive results are brought about, and vice versa with the negative. And when we have those moments like we begin, oh, this day is going to stink, well, then it tends to be a bad day. When we focus what ails us, then what ails us gives us more of that. When we focus on the good, then good happens. We call it positive energy or frequency or whatever, but our bodies respond in kind. Our mind responds in kind. Perhaps you're not a healer. Perhaps you're just like everyone else, like me. We suffer from something or another. Perhaps you think that there is little that you can do. Perhaps worrying about another person, or perhaps the events of the world are eating at you. Well, there is stuff you can do, and I'm going to try and take you on a healing journey today for you, for those you care about, and for our world. Many of you know I've overcome many things that could have knocked me to the gutter. Each time I've responded by being whole and more loving. Each time I become more upbeat, and each time I've taken huge steps forward. I just mentioned this so that you know what I'm offering you comes with some kind of merit, at least for me. I've healed all sorts of things in my life, including depression, illness. I'm offering you steps in that direction. Ultimately, these are things that you tinker and turn into best for yourself. And not just for me as a source. The world is a source. There's so many other people who talk about what I talk about and do what I do, and they're available to you. And I encourage you to seek out these people. I listen to Eckhart Tolle, Michael Beckwith. I read the Bible. There's just so many that influence me, Adyashanti. And they're there for you, whatever your style of learning is or style of person that you want to interact with. Joe Dispenza's style is different from Brene Brown's and Marianne Williamson's, and each one has their own thing, but there's stuff out there that fits you. And that's hopefully what you get from me, is that you get to tailor your own journey and your own spiritual path. So what I'm offering is a step in that direction. And when I use the term God, understand me that for me, God represents all the powers and principles that are known and unknown. If God for you is the human-like parental figure, then I'm also talking about that for you. If God for you is nature or anything other than what I describe, I'm talking about you because the principles are the same. We get to work with these same principles, which are known and unknown. When I say I'm a child of God, I mean I'm a child of all that creates life and propels it forward, both physical and spiritual. I'm a child of masculine and feminine. I'm a child of love and wisdom. I'm a child of energy, and it flows to me and from me. I believe I'm connected to all that is. When I use the term light in this meditation, it's because I picture a white light. I do it because white light contains all light, at least as far as I know. But it's a good visual for me. I can focus on a part of my body by seeing it in my mind as bathed in white light, and it allows me to focus on that part. When I talk about breath, I use breathing because it's a portal between the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. We can control our breathing consciously. We do this when we go underwater swimming. We do this when we're in doctor's offices. Hold your breath. Kids do this just to see how long they can hold their breath. But when we're not paying attention, our subconscious takes over and breathes. So when we control our breath in meditation, we're working within that conduit, that path between the conscious and the subconscious. We are linked to our subconscious, and our mind eventually responds. Also, when I talk about breathing, I always mention a comfortable pace for you, because it gets tough when you think you got to follow the talker, the speaker, with their breathing pattern. For me, it becomes a distraction. I think, oh, am I breathing at his pace? Am I breathing at the right pace? Find a comfortable pace for you. So practice a few breaths in and out until you find your own comfortable, relaxing pace. For some, there's a pause at the top of the breath. For some, at the bottom. And other times, your comfortable pace may vary, but that's okay. But during the meditation, try and focus a little on your breath to make sure that you can maintain a comfortable pace during a meditation. And there's also things you're going to notice. You're going to notice an itch now and then, or a thought that pops up, or an uncomfortable feeling in your feet or arms. Distractions happen to us all. It doesn't mean you're failing at the meditation. It means you have an active mind and that you are alive. So smile at that. If a thought comes up for me, I picture it walking past me on a road. And I think if I need to catch up to it, I will. And then I just let it pass. I want today's meditation to be about healing. Hopefully a little lesson will come through and we'll all gain from it today. So I invite you now to get comfortable. If laying down works for you, then do so. If you have a comfortable chair, then take it. If you want to unbutton your collar, if you have a favorite position, then get into that. Meditation doesn't have to be into that folding lotus position. That kills my knees. I can't do that at all. And I'm going to begin by reading from one of my favorite books. And if you don't have this book, this is one I truly recommend. It's Myrtle Fillmore's Healing Letters. And her little introduction. All of us, sooner or later, come to the place in our development where we are no longer satisfied to go on living the old life without knowledge of our oneness with God, the source of our being. Sometimes when we reach this point in our soul's progress, we do not at first know what is taking place. We may become restless and dissatisfied. We may go through experiences which we do not understand. We may have been tempted to think that our good is gone from us. But as surely as there is a God that is the one presence and one power, we shall find that we are but going from one room to another, a larger room to a lighter room. I invite you to close your eyes. Notice the temperature around you as you begin to find your comfortable breathing pace. As you do this, draw it in and out several times. And I want you to think this thought. I am a child of God. I do not inherit illness. I am a child of God. I do not inherit depression. I am a child of God. I do not inherit unhappiness. In this moment, I deny the power illness, negative feelings, emotions, or stress holds over me. I invite you now to visualize your hands in front of you, holding an invisible ball. Your fingers are not touching it, but they're in front of you. And if you need to hold your hands out to do this, it's okay. But picture within those hands a ball of white energy. It begins to grow. See it as healing light. And as it grows, you manipulate it. You feel your fingers move. And in this light, I am whole. I am healing. I am happy. Can you see the energy in your hands? It's gathering energy from the inexhaustible source of all that is. It's strong. It is glowing. It is love, and it is warm. And with your hands, guide that energy to the spot of your body that ails. It can be your mind, a joint, an organ. But gently press that energy into that area. Press it until you can picture that part of your body glowing in warm, healing light. Keep holding your hand on that spot. And think of all that that body part has given you. Been able to play and run and witness life because of how well your body has functioned. And that body part has had an active role in allowing you to live your life. Picture the healing. Healthy blood flows to that spot. Healthy cells are developing. Oxygen-rich cells flow to that area as the bad, ill cells drift away. If it's bad skin cells, picture them drifting away. If it's bad cells in the body, picture them drifting away. Can you see that part of your body as whole and healthy? Picture yourself as whole and healthy. Free from illness. Free from stress. Free from depression. free from expectations. And know that when we do this type of meditation on our own, we can spend as much time on each area as we need. Now we take that ball and we raise it over our head. And we're going to fill our body with healing light to cleanse the body of all the negative. Remember your breathing. We hold that light over our head. And as we bring it lower, it fills our head. We spend time there, feeling the warm light. Because this is where wholeness and health begin. Wholeness is in the mind, and the body will follow. I am whole. I am healthy. In this moment, my thoughts are clear. All that is now flows through me. I am a child of God. I see myself as whole. I allow this healing to expand from my head to my neck. And I am cleansed at each point. I am bathed in healing light. I feel the light relax my shoulders. I feel my chest relax. I see my heart glowing as that life force pumps the healing light and it spreads throughout me. Shoulders, elbows, wrists and fingers. Down my back, around my core. My pelvic area. My body glows with healing, warm light. Down my thighs. I feel my body settle. My calves. My feet. Ankles and toes. My body is warm. Any aches or ailments are warm as they release what ails them. In this moment, I am whole. In this moment, I am healthy. In this moment, I am a perfect being. In this moment, every cell in my body is whole and healthy. In this moment, I am strong in heart, strong in mind, and strong in spirit. I feel myself as a carefree child. That child represents whole health. Whole health resides in me now. I am whole now. I am health now. I am bathed in whole light. I glow from that light. We take this moment to feel bathed in the warmth of this light. We acknowledge that there are others in our life that need healing too. I invite you to picture that person. Hold them in your mind. Can you see them as young as an infant, moving through life? They are whole, alive, bouncy, full of smiles, full of enthusiasm and zeal. Shift some of that light that you are bathed in to them. The light is inexhaustible. Allow it to wash over them. See them shine in that light. Their face glows. Picture their name. And to them think, I affirm that you are whole. I affirm in this moment you are healthy. I affirm in this moment you are free from stress. I affirm in this moment you are free from pain. I affirm in this moment your true connection to God and all that is. As Jesus touched and healed, I affirm your healing and wholeness. I ask you now to pinpoint that part of the person that needs healing the most and direct that light to that area. See it glow in them. Picture that part of the body is healed, healthy, and whole. Fresh, oxygenated blood filling that area as the bad cells melt away. We affirm their wholeness, their health. We affirm this with our love. And I would like you to turn your attention to our planet. At any given moment, there are people in our world trying to be brave in the face of disease, terror, violence, famine, government rulings, those who are held captive, those who are being abused. We have endangered creatures. We have a planet at stress. We take this healing energy and we cast it over our planet. For those we know and do not know. For those we agree with and do not agree with. For those who we share likenesses and those that we have differences with. We send love and wholeness. We affirm their health. We affirm our planet is healing. We acknowledge that this is but a starting point. We send strength to those working on the front lines. To the conservationists, the peace workers, those who heal in any way, spiritual workers, scientists, and farmers, to those who hold others in need. We see our planet so big, yet so small, so interconnected. We send peace to those choosing war. We send understanding and love to those choosing hate or prejudice. We send calm to those who seek malice. We take this moment to picture our world as whole, healed, and peaceful. We see our world as abundant for everyone. And all the creatures and plants on it. We see the dunes and the deserts, the forests, the hills, the lakes, the streams, the oceans, the birds, the creatures that walk and crawl. We see all in abundance. And as we come out of this, we accept the knowledge that we can take these meditative steps anytime that we are in need of them. I ask you to open your eyes. Come back to me. Hopefully we've each gained something today, a moment where we were in each moment relaxed, whole and healthy. Over the next few months, I'm going to try to incorporate in as many ways to use what we are learning in our lives in a practical manner. Charles Fillmore calls it practical Christianity. And I hang my hat on that, because if we cannot use what we learn in our day-to-day lives, then I'm not sure what we're doing. So I want to thank you for today. And then we're going to switch to another prayer. It's called the prayer of affirmations, tithes, and offerings. And we do this if you're inspired in any way, shape, or form by my talks, the talks of our guest speakers, by our facilitators, by Barbara, any part of Unity of the Seacoast. We ask to help contribute, because that's how we stay going. That's how we get to reach back and help the community. So if you can join me in the prayer of tithes and offerings, place your right hand over your heart and repeat after me. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and so it is. I'm going to finish this service, and again, I thank you with the prayer protection that Barbara will play us out. I hope each of you has a wonderful week. I look forward to seeing you at the meeting today. The light of God surrounds you. The love of God enfolds you. The power of God watches over you. Wherever you are, God is, and all is well. Amen.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let there be peace on earth, let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. Take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth.